Okay, good day to you, Ben, and welcome back again to your next lesson in mathematics. We are still dealing with um, application of percent, but this time we're going to talk about these four things. Okay, now markup, markup rate, cost, and selling price. Now, M here stands for markup. MR stands for markup rate, while C is cost, SP is selling price. Now, markup here is the increase in the price of an item. Markup rate is the percent to be added to the cost of the item. Now, cost is the original amount of the item, while selling price is the amount of the item after the markup has been added to the cost. Okay? Now, to deal with this, we need to remember a few things. Now, if we are going to use the secants triangle, to get for the markup, the formula is cost times markup rate. Okay, so this is the formula, and from it you can derive further formulas. Now, if we are looking for the markup, which is n, all we need to do is to multiply C by MR, or cost times the markup rate. Now, if you want to get the markup rate, the formula is M over C, or markup divided by cost. Now, if we are looking for the cost, the formula is markup divided by markup rate. Okay, so that's how we use the secants triangle. Now, if you are looking for the selling price, okay, the formula is cost here, which is the original amount of the item or product, plus the markup. Okay, so the formula is selling price, ASP, is equals to C plus N. Okay, now we are going to explain that. I'm going to explain that by giving an example. Okay, Ben, we have here an example. Let's read. Due to the scarcity of rice and the increase in demand, all of the rice retailers increased their price by 7%. What is the markup and selling price of rice that costs 55 kilo? Now, to answer this, Ben, let's first analyze the problem. Let's look for the given, and let's get what is being asked. Now, the product here is rice, because in that time, rice is scarce and there is increase in demand. The rice retailers took the advantage and increased their price by 7%. Okay. Now, what is the price of rice? That's 55 a kilo. Now, we are looking for the markup and the selling price. Given is the markup rate and the cost, or the original amount. Now, let's write first the given. We have here the cost. Cost is C. That is equals to 55 Philippine pesos. What is the markup rate? That is MR, which is 7%. Okay. Now, we are looking for the markup and the selling price. Okay. Now, using the second triangle, we are going to write this. We have here M. M stands for markup. C here and MR here. MR is markup rate while C is cost. Now we are looking for the, let's first get the markup. Okay. Now to get the markup using the triangle, C times MR or cost multiplied by the markup rate. So to get the markup, all we need to do is multiply the cost with the markup rate. That will be our solution. Now, because we have now the formula, let's substitute the given. Okay, so C here, what is C? That's 55 pesos. Times, what is MR? MR here, that's 7%. Okay, so we are now multiplying a whole number by a percent. How do we do that? By changing the percent into a decimal number. Okay, so drop the percent, move the percent into 2 steps to the left, and that would be 0.07 or 0.07. Okay, percent here, 2 steps, 1, 2, 2. Our decimal point will be here. So we are now multiplying a whole number by a decimal number. Now let's multiply. Let's do that. 55 here multiplied by 0.07 or 0.07. Okay? Now let's do that. Now 7 times 5, that's 35. 5 carry 3 here. Now 7 times 5, that's 35. Plus 3, that's 38. Okay? 8 and 3 here. Now, let's do the 0. 0 times 5, 0. 0 times 5, 0. Now let's add 5, 8, and 3. Now where do we put the decimal point? We have two digits here after the decimal point. So meaning to say, from here we need to move the decimal point 2 steps also. Okay? So 1, 2. Our decimal point will be between 3 and 3. Right? So therefore, the markup, which is this, is 3.85. Okay, that's the markup. Now, how do we get the selling price? Now, S P is equals to cost plus markup. Okay? Now, this is the formula to get the selling price. Now, because we have now the formula, all we need to do is just substitute. Okay? Let's substitute. C here, what is C? C is 55. Plus, what is M? Our markup. That is 3.85. Okay? Now let's add 55 plus 3.85, that's 58.85. Okay? And that will be our selling price. Okay? Now let's explain again. Now, let's read the problem again. Due to the scarcity of rice and the increase in demand, all of the rice retailers increased their price by 7%. What is the markup and selling price of rice that cost 55 a kilo? Now 7% here is the markup rate, while 55 here is the cost. Okay? And we're looking for the markup. How much is added to the original price, which is the cost. Okay? So the cost here, C is the original price. While the markup rate is the percent. Okay, the percent. How many percent was it increased? And the markup here is that increase of the from the cost. Okay, so we have here 3.85 is the markup, while 58.85 is the selling price. Right? So we have answered the problem using the second triangle. Just remember this so that you can answer using that formula. Okay? Let's have some more examples. Okay, for our next example then, let's read. An RC toy airplane has a 262.08 markup. Let's make this dollar. $8. How much does it cost if it has a markup rate of 12%? Right? Actually, toy, radio control toy, airplane, so somehow it's very expensive. Now, the same, let's write first the given. Okay? And the given here is the markup. So M. That is 262.08 dollars. Okay. And the markup rate MR is equal to 12%. Okay. So we have here the markup. We have markup is given and the markup rate is given also. We are looking for the cost. Okay? We are looking for the cost. Now, using the second triangle, we are going to write it here. We have M, C, and MR. Okay? M for markup, C for cost, MR for markup rate. Okay? Now, M is given. MR is given too. Now we are looking for the cost. Okay? Now, using the second triangle, we are looking for the cost. Our formula will be M over MR. Or, we need to divide M by M markup by the markup rate. Okay? So let's do that. So M here, C is equals to, now, M over MR. Okay? Now equals, that is, M here is 262.08 dollars. Okay? Over 12%. Okay? So we are now dividing a decimal number by a percent. Now how do we do that? Let's change the percent into a decimal number. Now, we'll drop in the percent and move it to the 2 steps to the left. So that will be 0.12 or 0.12, the same. Okay? So for our solution, that will be 262.08 divided by 12. Now let's do that. Here, 162.08 divided by 12. Okay? 0.12. Now this time, we are dividing a decimal number by a decimal number. Now how do we do that? By making a decimal number into a whole number. How? By moving the decimal point to the rightmost of that number. How many steps? 1, 2. So we have 2 steps here to make this a whole number. And to equalize them, You must also move the decimal point here 2 steps to the right. Okay? So we have two whole numbers already. So we have 26,208 divided by 12. Okay? Now let's do that. Let's divide. Now, 12 divided by 12 cannot be, so let's add another digit. That will be 26. Now, 26 divided by 12, that's 2. Okay? So times 12, that's 24. Minus 26 by 24, that's 2. Okay? Bring down 2. We have 22, that will be 1. 1 times 12 is 12. Subtract. Okay? 52 minus 12, that will be 0 and 1, that's 10. Bring down 100. Okay? Now 12, let's try 8. It's an 8. Okay? 8 here. So 8 times 2, that's 16. 6 carry 1. 8 times 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay, 96. Okay? Now 100 plus 6, that's 4. Okay? Bring down 8. Okay? Put that 8 here. Now 48 divided by 12, that's 4. Okay? Now 4 times 2, that's 8. 4 times 1, that's 4. Now 48 minus 48, that's 0. Okay? So we have $2,024. Okay? Now, to answer the problem, an RC toy airplane has a $262.08 markup. How much does it cost? It has a markup rate of 2%. So that's $2,154. Okay. So that will be our answer. Right? So it's a little bit expensive, right? Okay. Now let's try another example. Okay, for our third and last example then, let's read. In a bookstore, the owner adds a markup of $3.30 on all the products. What is the markup rate of a notebook that costs $33? Okay. Now, first, to answer the problem, let's write first the given. We have the markup M, which is $3.30. And we have the cost, which is C, that is $33. And we are looking for the markup rate. Okay. What is the markup rate? Now, to use our Tekans triangle to get our formula, M here, C, and M are. Okay. M for markup, C for cost, MR for markup rate. Now we are looking for the markup rate, which is this. So our formula will be M over C. That is markup divided by cost. Okay. So let's write that. M over C. Okay. So we have now the formula. All we need to do is substitute the given to our formula to get our answer. Okay? So let's substitute. M here, what's M? That's 3.30. Okay? What is our C? Let's substitute. C here is equals to 33. Okay? So therefore, for our solution, we need to divide 3.30 over 33. Okay? So, um, let's divide that. 3.30 divided by 30. Okay. Now, we are now dividing this decimal number by a whole number. Okay. To divide them, just uh, put the decimal point above in line with it. Okay. Then let's just divide just like whole numbers. Now, if we're going to use 3, that's cannot be. We will put another digit, that's 33. So for our answer, that will be here. Okay. Now, 33 divided by 33 is 1. 1 times 33 is 33. Now, 33 minus 33, that's 0. Bring down 0. Right? Now, we have now 0. Now, 0 divided by 33 is 0. Okay? Now, 0 times 33 is 0. So, 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay? And that will be our answer. That's point 10 or point 1. Now, because we're looking for the markup rate, which is percent, all we need to do is change our answer, which is a decimal number, into percent. That is, move the decimal point to the 2 steps to the right and drop the decimal point, change that into percent. Therefore, our answer will be 10%. Okay? Now, 3.30 here or 3.3 is our markup, while C is while 33 is our cost, and 10% is our markup rate. Okay? So that's how we find the markup, the cost, and the markup rate. We are applying now percent. Just be sure that you use the second triangle for you to derive a formula. Okay? So that's it for today's lesson then. Thank you for your time and see you next lesson.